Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Coach, you said before this game that your mission was to top the group. It was achieved. Tough game tonight. Your impressions?
Bigger picture, we would have loved to win the match, but we achieved the bigger goal of qualifying on top of the group. That was our main objective. We also had at some point had to think about the next match, but I think we achieved more in today's match in terms of one, qualify for the quarterfinals on top of your group, and then look at the picture of the next match and trying to rest maybe a few players in preparation for that match. So one, I'm happy for the team, happy for the players for the effort against a low block, sitting deep. You could see that the opponents were just playing for a draw, delaying tactics. But I thought we dominated, took charge, wanted to win the match. It is what it is, but I'm still proud of the team for the achievement.
Coach, your opposite number was very complimentary. Orlando Pirates' quality throughout the group stages. Just your thoughts. They were tough opponents tonight. Like you said, they came maybe for a point, but just your impressions on the opponents tonight.
They were very organized, playing sometimes 5 at the back, 6 at the back. So you can't access the space on wide areas. You have to play in front of them, break the lines, but they were too close to the goalkeeper. Then they will delay, they will fall, they will apply all tactics. And I thought they were just a team that was playing for a draw, but I thought we could have maybe been more ruthless in front of goal. Shots from range, improvisation, but yeah, we are here. We did not win the match, but we still achieved the bigger objective of qualifying. Still proud of the team.
Sipho Malepa, you are here in our press conference room. We're going to ask you for a question if you have one for the coach.
Yes, thank you very much. Maybe just to add on that, coach, over what your counterpart has said. I mean, he said the Pirates is a good team and they were all fine. But throughout from the first match, even before the group stages, even before, when you joined the second round, what did you make of Pirates' campaign throughout the group stages, and how are you looking forward to it?
The history of Pirates in CAF, they've always been doing well. When Roger was still here, I think he played in the cup final. Eric Tinkler played in the final. They qualified last season. JZ qualified. So Pirates have been, they won the cup in 1995. So nothing surprising. Pirates really should be in the stage that they are in. Would love to proceed further. So there's no surprise of Pirates having done what they've done. We just have to try and go further as much as possible and possibly win it if it's possible. So I'm proud that the team is at a stage that they're in currently.
Rob Delport, I think we've got a question from you online, please.
Thanks, Coach. Rob Delport from Ncikazi Times. Coach, really...
Please go ahead with your question. Thank you.
Coach, hear me now?
Coach, I think we're struggling a bit with Rob. Mr. Shabalala, have you got a question? Aubrey Shabalala?
Coach, Coach, I see that, firstly, congratulations for qualifying and topping the group. I see that you're struggling with goals. I'm still going to work on that one.
Rob, if you have got, if you can hear us and you've still got your question, please go ahead for the coach with the question for Coach Mandla.
Thanks. Can you hear me now?
Coach, with Rob. Aubrey Shabalala, are you able to hear us at all?
I do hear you. I don't know whether you hear me on your side.
Coach, we're just struggling a little bit with the guys online. But just, Coach, again, your impressions of your team today. They showed good character and quality against rugged opponents.
Pirates have got quality. You could say, we're that team that wants to dominate matches, use the ball well. And the bigger picture, the supporters being here for the first time, I thought we displayed that we're still a good team in welcoming them back. It would have been nice to top that up with scoring and winning, but I think they saw the effort from our team. Let's just grow from this. The pool of players that are coming back from injuries and all other situations, it's good to see the team getting back at this stage. We want to go as far as we can and give a lot of players opportunities that have been outside. But I'm just happy that we are here.
Coach, you maybe mind just touching a bit more on the supporters. There weren't that many of them tonight, surprisingly, but just your thoughts on they did create quite an atmosphere.
It was nice to see them back. The atmosphere was different. With the weather conditions, I don't think they allowed all of them to be back. But at the same time, the rules of how they should all be back. And I'm sure as time proceeds, you'll see more. But I'm just happy that we saw what we saw today, and proud as a team that our supporters really gave us the energy that the players had today.
Coach, we're just going to try for Aubrey Shabalala again. Aubrey, can you hear us? If so, please go ahead with your question.
So, Aubrey, again, thank you very much. I hope you hear me this time. Coach, congratulations for qualifying, and you played a very beautiful football. I'm still worried about one thing, though, the goals, coach. The goals are a little bit worrying. Oh, seems as if you can't hear.
I can hear you.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure where you're worried, Mr. Shabalala, because I think we are the highest scoring team in the group. Pirates have created history in CAF by scoring so many goals. I'm not sure whether your worry is relevant to the CAF, but because I think we're the highest scoring team, unless if you're talking about the match today. But if you're talking about today, there were many variables. The conditions of the field based on the rain were not giving us the better chance. With the team sitting at the back, sitting in a block. I understand why we did not score. But if you look at the chances that we created, especially first half, I thought we should have taken some. But having said that, I think we're still a high scoring team based on CAF competitions. If you really have read your stats correctly.
Rob Delport, if you can hear us, please go ahead with your question.
Thanks. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Congratulations on qualification, Coach. Really, there was only one team playing to win this evening. But there must be a lot of lessons you can take from a game like this, playing against a side who is sitting in the block like that, and, of course, with the conditions. Is there a lot to take from this match to work on for the next round?
Rob, correctly. There's lots of lessons. In fact, what we faced today, I think almost the whole season in the PSL, we have faced such, playing against a block. Sometimes then you have to vary your game, whether you go wide through wing play. Other teams will close that, like this team today. They play with 5 across, 6 across, where they drop even wingers to play in the same line with defenders. Then you have to try and be creative with your number 10s in front of defenders, break the lines, take shots from range. I thought we were not as incisive today. We were not as ruthless as we would have expected. But having said that, you're still proud of the team. The fact that they dominated, they took charge. We wanted to win the match. We were one team that played to win when opponents were playing for a draw and then they are delaying tactics.
Robin Duke, is there a question from you online, please?
Coach, I understand that you're saying that the only job was for you guys to go through to the next stage. But I'm looking at because of look at Group A parameter second. Look at you might face Al-Messi as well. Also in Group C, they are second. The second, and also RSD Bekana also second. Are you worried about those teams? They play similar to what Al-Ittihad played, today, because they play in a low block. It might be difficult for you to break them down, maybe at home or away. Is that a concern for you, Coach, with that regard?
Duke, first things first, we had to qualify first and qualify on top of the group. I think that was the important part before we can even look at the other opponents. But having said that, the challenge of playing against a low block is always a challenge. The CAF competitions, playing against a hostile environment when you play away, is also another factor. So one, lessons. Two, we have to find solutions. How do you deal with low blocks? We do in some matches, but it varies, it changes. Sometimes the block is on position 2, but today it was on position 1. So you don't have the space behind because the center backs are too close to the goalkeeper. Sometimes they stretch the line with 6. So it closes the outside channels. So then you have to be creative in front, which is why maybe we tried to bring number 10s, Lodge coming in, Ndlovu coming in, because we wanted to play combinations in front of the defense. Maybe also on set plays, I think we should have been more incisive. We got a few, but I don't think we applied them correctly. Those are lessons. We keep on working on that because like you are saying, we're still going to face a block. It's not the last time. Teams just resort to sitting on a block. But Pirates being Pirates, you cannot play on a counter-attack and sit on the block. I think the supporters and everybody deserves better from a team like Pirates.
Coach, it was a mature performance from your team today. I know you say they needed better, but anything particular that you were happy with from your performance tonight?
I was happy for Dlamini. I thought he had a situation, an unfortunate situation that I cannot disclose much. But for him to play the way he played, I'm happy with our defense, how they applied themselves. I thought we were very solid. I was happy with Lodge coming in, contributing. Ndlovu hasn't played for a long time. For him getting an opportunity. Kaba, Mango, I was happy that he got an opportunity to play today. So you having a pool, you're increasing a pool of choices going into the next matches of the PSL. That's important for Pirates because the remaining matches, 7 matches, should be cup finals for us. While we have CAF, we still have to concentrate on the PSL and try and get to the second spot if it's possible.
Thanks, Coach Mandla. Robin, Duke, is there another question from you?
Maybe just, Coach, have you found the formula of this team? Have you found it?
Which formula for which team?
Just your own starting lineup. Have you found it, or you are still searching for it?
The starting lineup, Duke, is informed by a number of things: the availability of players, suspensions, players from injuries. As today, this is not the lineup we wanted to play with at the back. Nda got sick in the morning. As coaches, we have to make decisions. I'm just happy that we were more solid at the back in his absence. So injuries in some players. Mosele was not here today because he's suspended. So there's many variables, but I think we are on the right track. We are starting to find a balance in the team in certain positions. We can improve up front where we are not scoring as many goals as we would love, which informs why we have been changing so much up front. But in other positions, if you check correctly, we have been very stable in choosing more of the same players in matches. But there's many variables, but I think we're on the right track.
Coach, last question. You qualified quite comfortably from this group, and you did give an indication earlier of your intent for the rest of this tournament. Maybe just again, your approach and what the mentality is after topping the group for the rest of this tournament?
Let's see who's next. You would have loved to choose certain teams, but at this stage, it's dangerous to choose whether you finish second, finish third. In any case, at this stage of the competition, you will find tough opponents. But what was important for us was what was in our control. Finish on top of your group so that you can play your quarterfinal first match away from home. You better be in that position where you are in better control when you come second leg. I've learned that in CAF, when you have to play the second leg away from home, you could see today the refereeing at home was not the best that you would love. This is just a lesson. It's worse when you play away from home. You saw what happened with the national teams when they were playing to qualify for World Cup. So playing in CAF has taught me that the hostility, the refereeing, you have to play against that. It's better to play away and then play the second leg at home. But I think we achieved that. Let's see who's our next opponent, and then we'll deal with that as it comes. You cannot choose opponents at this stage of the competition.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations again on your qualification. Thank you.
Thank you so much.